Imagine drifting through the endless void of space, surrounded by the shattered remains of 1,000 dead starships fused together, their twisted hulls forming an impossible labyrinth that seems alive. The corridors creak and shift without warning, darkness swallowing everything, while the faint hum of forgotten machinery whispers secrets you can almost, but not quite, understand. This is what life is like inside a space hulk, one of the most terrifying and enigmatic phenomena in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. In this story, we follow Merrick Dahl, a scavenger from a salvage clan, who ventures into the hulk seeking valuable salvage and a chance to claim treasures lost to time. But the moment he steps inside, he realizes that the hulk is far more than a derelict mass of metal and debris. It is a living, breathing entity, constantly reshaping its interior, twisting passageways into endless mazes, and disorienting anyone who dares to enter. What begins as a mission for wealth quickly becomes a struggle for survival, as Merrick faces hunger, thirst, hallucinations, and the unsettling feeling that he is being watched, or perhaps even followed, by something intelligent and unseen. As the hulk shifts and changes around him, what was once a simple salvage operation turns into a terrifying descent into isolation, fear, and madness. Today, we are going to dive into what life is truly like trapped inside a space hulk, exploring the horrors, the mysteries, and the psychological torment that awaits anyone unlucky enough to become part of its endless, drifting darkness. Merrick Dahl's journey begins with a simple goal: salvage. As a member of a resource-starved salvage clan, he is driven by the promise of rare technology and valuable materials lying forgotten within a space hulk. At first glance, the massive drifting structure seems like any other derelict vessel, but as he crosses the threshold, the air grows heavy with the metallic stench of decay, and the corridors twist in ways that defy logic. What should have been straight hallways curve and fold upon themselves, ceilings hang in impossible angles, and floors tilt suddenly, throwing him off balance. Lights flicker sporadically, and machinery hums in eerie, unpredictable rhythms. The hulk is no static ruin, it shifts, almost as if aware of his presence, subtly reconfiguring itself and keeping him off balance. Every turn seems familiar yet alien, each door a false promise, leading to passageways he has already walked or entirely new sections that appear from nowhere. Despite his experience as a scavenger, Merrick feels a creeping sense of dread. Maps and navigational tools fail him, compasses spin aimlessly, and any attempts to mark paths quickly become useless as the layout changes. He begins to understand that the hulk is alive in some sense, a predator that toys with its prey. This realization is both thrilling and terrifying. The potential for discovery is immense, yet every step could lead deeper into danger. With each twist and turn, Merrick feels the fragile barrier between order and chaos slipping away, his confidence eroding, replaced by the chilling awareness that inside this drifting nightmare, nothing is as it seems, and escape may already be impossible. As days stretch into weeks, Merrick quickly confronts the brutal realities of life inside the hulk. Food and water are scarce, forcing him to rely on recycled rations, scavenged debris, or whatever organic remnants the hulk has preserved, fungus growing in dark crevices, protein slurries from decayed stores, and sometimes, the unsettling remnants of past occupants. Hunger gnaws at him constantly, but worse than the physical deprivation is the psychological strain. The corridors are silent except for faint echoes that may be his own footsteps, or something else entirely. Shadows seem to move independently, and the dim, flickering lights cast ghostly patterns that taunt him. In his wanderings, Merrick discovers shrines, scribbled warnings, and personal logs left by other trapped souls. These relics tell a common story: desperation, fear, and a slow descent into madness. Reading them, Merrick begins to feel an uneasy kinship with those who came before him, even as he fears sharing their fate. Nights, or what passes for nights inside the unending darkness, bring hallucinations and whispers, faint voices that imitate his own, footsteps following him in corridors where no one should be. Gravity shifts violently without warning, making him lose footing or sending him tumbling into unfamiliar sections. Each new area becomes a trial, demanding constant vigilance. Simple acts, like crossing a hallway or opening a hatch, feel monumental, as if the hulk itself watches, judges, and punishes missteps. Through all this, Merrick's body and mind begin to adapt, his senses sharpen, his reflexes improve, but at a terrible cost, his humanity erodes alongside his hope. Survival is no longer about profit, it becomes a relentless battle against the environment, against his own fear, and against the creeping certainty that the Hulk may never let him leave. While navigating deeper into the Hulk, Merrick begins to confront signs of life, some organic, some mechanical, that hint at the presence of other entities. Claw marks etched into bulkheads suggest predators, while dormant servitors occasionally rouse, their mechanical motions jerky and threatening. At one point, he discovers a pulsating, bioluminescent garden, thriving in the dark recesses of a massive chamber. Its strange, almost alien flora seems aware of him, reacting subtly as he approaches. These encounters unsettle him, reinforcing the idea that he is never truly alone. He also uncovers Vox logs from another lost traveler, detailing experiences strikingly similar to his own: hope, fleeting success, terror, and ultimately resignation. These recordings echo eerily through the corridors, providing both comfort and dread, as Merrick realizes his fate may follow the same trajectory. Sometimes, faint movements in the shadows suggest creatures watching him, studying him, or perhaps mimicking his actions. Gravity shifts intensify during these encounters, making the environment feel actively hostile. The Hulk is not a passive structure, it reacts, adapts, and absorbs everything in its path. Merrick's imagination begins to blur the line between reality and hallucination. Figures in the dark could be predators, remnants of former crew, or simply tricks of the eye. Every discovery, every strange sight, amplifies his awareness that the Hulk is an ecosystem of horrors, a predator in its own right, and he is its prey. The further he ventures, the more he realizes that the Hulk's mysteries are layered and unfathomable, and that true understanding may be beyond human perception. Every step he takes carries risk, yet he cannot stop moving, compelled forward by necessity and an instinctual drive to survive. As time drags on, Merrick's body and mind begin to betray him. Days and nights lose meaning inside the shifting corridors, and he can no longer remember how long he has been wandering. Injuries accumulate, scrapes, bruises, even deep lacerations, but the passage of time blurs, leaving him unable to recall how they occurred. Sleep offers little respite, hallucinations intrude upon rest, blending with reality so convincingly that Merrick cannot distinguish dreams from waking experiences. Voices whisper in the darkness, some mocking, some guiding, while shadows seem to move with intent. His mental state teeters on the edge of collapse, as memory fractures and a creeping sense of alienation replaces his connection to the outside world. Physically, his body adapts to the Hulk's harsh environment, developing stamina for climbing twisted structures, resistance to cold and damp, and a sharpened perception of subtle movements, but these adaptations come at the cost of comfort, sanity, and identity. Merrick also notices strange patterns and signs, claw marks that grow fresher, servitors that move unexpectedly, and corridors that seem to close behind him, erasing his path. The Hulk's presence becomes almost sentient, pressing in on him psychologically, a constant reminder that he is being watched, assessed, and contained. Every step forward feels like a negotiation with the structure itself, a desperate plea for survival. The further he ventures, the more he feels his humanity slipping away, replaced by something instinctual, primal, a survival mode sharpened by the Hulk's relentless pressure. His understanding of the environment deepens, but so does his dread, as he realizes the Hulk is not merely a maze, it is a predator, a sentient labyrinth designed to test, torment, and ultimately consume those who dare enter. Merrick reaches a profound, terrifying understanding: the Hulk is not aimlessly drifting, it moves with purpose, absorbing everything in its path. The remnants of countless ships, crew, and scavengers have already been claimed, their essence integrated into the Hulk's vast consciousness. As he wanders deeper, he realizes that resistance is futile, escape is impossible, and survival means more than enduring, it means surrendering. Merrick comes to accept that his individuality will dissolve, merging into the Hulk's endless memory and awareness. The glow rod he carries, his only source of light, flickers and dies, plunging him into absolute darkness. In this void, he senses the immense presence of the Hulk, its vastness surrounding him, consuming him, and observing him. The air seems to pulse with its rhythm, the corridors alive with purpose, indifferent to his struggle. In his final moments of lucidity, Merrick feels a mix of awe and terror, awe at the sheer scale and intelligence of the Hulk, terror at the inevitability of becoming part of it, losing all that made him human. His body, mind, and identity are no longer distinct, he is absorbed, a small piece of a colossal, drifting entity that has claimed countless others. In this acceptance, there is no struggle, only a chilling serenity as the Hulk continues its eternal journey through the warp. Merrick's story concludes as he vanishes into the darkness, leaving behind only echoes of his existence, a warning to anyone who might dare follow. Space Hulks are alive, purposeful, and utterly indifferent to the fate of those trapped within. As we leave Merrick Dahl behind, swallowed by the vast, shifting darkness of the Space Hulk, we are left with a chilling reminder of just how unforgiving the universe can be. Life inside a Space Hulk is not just a battle against hunger, thirst, or injuries, it is a battle against the very structure itself, a living labyrinth that warps reality, time, and the mind. Those trapped within are tested in every way imaginable, physically, mentally, and spiritually, forced to confront isolation, fear, and the slow erosion of identity. The Hulks are silent predators, consuming all who enter and leaving only whispers, claw marks, or flickering recordings of those who came before. Merrick's fate is a stark warning. No matter how clever, strong, or prepared you may be, the Hulk operates on a scale and intelligence far beyond human understanding. And yet, in its terrifying inevitability, there is a strange, almost reverent beauty, a vast, drifting monument to both the horrors of the warp and the resilience, desperation, and fleeting ingenuity of humanity. As we step back from this story, it becomes clear that Space Hulks are more than abandoned ships, they are ecosystems, prisons, and predators all at once, shaping and consuming life in ways that defy comprehension. So, if you ever find yourself facing a drifting mass of dead starships, remember Merrick Dahl and the countless others whose existence was erased within. Space Hulks do not care about your plans, your hope, or your survival, they are eternal, ever hungry, and entirely indifferent. And in that indifference lies their true horror.